What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here, and today we're going to be talking about OP-13. So just this morning, a ton of cards got revealed. I believe they did like a commercial teaser showcasing all of these, and we're going to take a look at that as well. But funny enough, we've all speculated, like they've been hiding Imu, and I think that we're finally got a day that we're going to find out Imu's actually going to be revealed way later at One Piece Day, potentially, the way that they have this little ad. So we'll take a look at that. But funny enough as well, they leaked kind of what he's going to be because they did a premium Bandai. And so the premium Bandai actually has like support from OP-13. That's a Celestial Dragon. But we'll take a look at that, and we're going to take a look at this video, and we'll cover some new boss monsters that were revealed as well, and along with all of the alternate art leaders. So stick around. If you're new to the channel, I'm Vampyr Gaming. I make One Piece content for the competitive player and also just the everyday consumer. So if that interests you, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. We're on the road to 10,000, which is crazy. I appreciate you all. Let's go ahead and jump. All right, so no audio because I'll get copyright. But we see here a Sabo Luffy. They're hyping it up. Three brothers. Woo! Here are the leaders. So we're gonna see the leaders, and we'll just kind of we'll talk about these boss monsters too. So they got a full reveal. We got Ace here as well. Newgate. Sabo alt. So we'll go through all the alts. This Sabo support. I don't know if this is gonna be his boss monster, but it's the secret rare. I'd almost bet we're gonna get Sabo Ace again. And we see Bonnie. The binding card's nasty. And then we see Roger with the laugh, which is brilliant. Glad they did that. And we see this, yep. And then hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, there's really ominous music. Oh, let's like just pretend there's ominous music. Look at that. It's a card, right? It's a card. It's like it's giving the redacted that they did at Bandai Card Fest finals in Japan. One Piece Day, all will be revealed is what it says. One Piece Day, all will be revealed. And I'm sure it's going to coincide with the moment. We might even see like Imu face reveal. Who knows? But I imagine it's going to be a bit. But they did essentially tell us Imu's going to be black. So yeah, Imu's going to be black. We see here Saint Shalria, whoever her name is, but she's OP-13 and she's black. And Sabo is in a Celestial. Well, I guess he technically is. No, he's not, right? Is he? I don't know. He's like royalty or something, right? Anyways, on play, he might be. Look at the top three cards from your deck. Reveal up to one Celestial Dragon type other than Saint Shalria and add it to your hand. Then trash the rest and trash one card from your hand. So it's going to have, it seems like it's going to be trash focused. And this was revealed on Premium Bandai. So it seems like it's going to be trash focused, and then on top of that, you know, there's going to be searchers because it's like loading up your trash and then it's searching. And so it's so strong that it's limited to 3, which tells me that's going to be Hannah Bananas. And we kind of know some of the other support, right? Like they have huge minuses, and then of course the I bid 6 billion berries or whatever is busted in terms of triggers. So we could see possibly the nasty, you know, we're all hyped on Roger and all that, but we might see some of the nastiest cards come out of this because Celestial Dragons are some of the nastiest people in One Piece. So, and then we also get to see a little bit of the Roger Pirates. So on play, if you have any Dawn cards given, so you can play this on your 6 curve, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn card as rested. This is essentially the Dofi blocker, but within type. So use that as you will. But it's the Dofi blocker within type. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like an 8 Dofi that's a Roger Pirate that plays this. So we'll see. But this was also revealed in our Premium Bandai that was today. We'll take a look at that set just so you can see. So if you're interested in Premium Bandai, I highly recommend. You do have to do a weird thing with your account now, but it is the Best Collection Volume 5. You do not get this until February 2026. There is an 8-month lead time on this pre-order, which kind of like, honestly, I'm going to wait till the last day. If it sells out, it sells out. I don't think any of the cards in here are really meta relevant. You have Merry-Go, which potentially isn't even relevant anymore. Let's Crash This Wedding. Luna feels very dated, especially for being in 2026. And what's funny here is that we have some of these, and they still, this is a 2026 set, and they haven't updated block numbers. So this is technically a 2026 reprint set, and they haven't updated block numbers. So we might not see block numbers updated till 2026 April once the full rotation actually happens. So just a little bit of potential knowledge there as well. But yeah, these are the cards. They also did a Zoro, which is kind of cool. So if that interests you, be sure to check those out. Historically, they've sold out, but again, you don't get this till February. So let's get back on track. All right, so boss monsters. We saw that they had a bunch of new ones. Let's go ahead and dive in. So we'll start off with Jewelry Bonnie. This card's actually disgusting. On play, if your leader has the Egghead type, this character gains Rush. Then your opponent adds the top card of their life to their hand. So this is like a reject on steroids. Your opponent has to take a life, and you get Rush. So you get Rush. This works in Vegapunk. This works in the new Luffy that comes out like February 2026. And then we also have it going to be working in Bonnie. And then Trigger, if you have 1 life or less, great for Vegapunk. You may rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less. So huge trigger. Solid stat lines. A 7-10 or a 9-10 rusher. And then your opponent takes life. So it's almost like it has double attack because they lose a life and then you're going to swing at them for 10. Crazy. And Goldie Roger. So this card, in my opinion, this card is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. And if you have the setup, this card is just absolutely busted. But this card does require a little bit of setup for it to be just full hand of bananas. You've got your leader and characters without Roger pirates are negated. So just that's a static line. Static line. So as long as you have that, you cannot play anything that aren't Roger pirates, and it makes this very type locked to his leader. And it's funny enough, like depending on when you played him, negating your own leader would be really good, which is funny because you just get the static 7, but he doesn't negate his own leader. On play, Dawn -3, so you lose the 7k the moment you play this. But then up to one of your leaders gains plus 2,000 power into the start of your next turn. Great for all the people who would like to call out that Newgate's potentially getting rotated. And then, so this is essentially a new Newgate that you can play on 10. And then your leader gains 2,000, so he's back to 7. Then you give all your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. And it's actually like a worse Newgate, but he's got fat stat lines. So 10-13 is just an abomination. And so, yeah, you essentially create a 9k difference. Like, you're essentially 9k leader, but their leader can still swing at your leader for less. Whereas with Newgate, you're a 9k leader. This one is like, I'm a 7k leader, but all your guys lose 2,000. But it's great for clearing board and all those things. So, and the fact that it negates can be kind of, I'm sure there might be like a purple leader down the line where you want to negate his ability, and this card may come up. So it'll be super interesting to see. But yeah, this card, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But I think it's incredibly strong. Now let's move on to Newgate, which is actually, Newgate, they made one good Newgate card and then just decided to never print a good Newgate again. So this, and maybe he's good. I'm a little on edge. And I guess it just depends. But so, and a lot of people are going to say the 8 cost event. I don't like the 8 cost event. It has to be from the top of your deck as well, right? So, like, we have no meaningful way to stack a card that isn't just pure hard minus. So, like, there's the argument that this is good in Whitebeard and Ace. I could see that. But, yeah, he's a blocker. So, he's a 10-12 blocker. He's our Teach. And then nowhere near as good as Teach. But on play, you draw 2 cards, trash 1. If it just said draw 2, I'd feel better. But you draw 2, trash 1. So he just replaces himself. And then you give your leader and up to one of your characters up to 2 rested Don cards each. So you should give 4 Don, which is pretty good. So he's like, if you want to make aggro plays, so like if you have unblockable Luffy, you get to give him 2, which is pretty cool. I would also like to see some other cards that gain benefits from having Don attached as well. This, of course, allows you to meet your blue leader requirement, which you like. And then, of course, again, you know, you have a 10-12 blocker, which is a free block on any swing. So it's not bad, but I am still disappointed. All the other 10 Newgates have been pretty underwhelming as well. So let me know what you all think. Shanks. Now this card, I mean, a lot of people are talking about this card for Uda. It is a film, so it is a searchable boss monster for Uda, which is something she didn't really have previously, because it's a film, you can reveal it off of leader ability and add it to your hand. And this card just says, on play, set all of your Dawn cards as active. That's crazy. Then you cannot play any cards from your hand during this turn. Now, one thing to know is that, of course, the new Luffy allows you to float Dawn into cards. So you can play this, but then you can't play any other cards from your hand, so you will be required to attach at least 5 Dawn to your leader for a swing, because you have no other way, unless you're playing like Searchers, to facilitate tapping those. And you have to only have 5 active Dawn, so you need to give it somewhere. You need to do something with it, so that way you can turn his ability live. So, but this is essentially a 12k that gives you 10k worth in counter, so you can probably counter out of all your opponent's swings the next turn with just your Dawn, which is kind of crazy, right? Let me know what you all think. And then, of course, we have Sabo, the SEC. Last time we had a Sabo like this, we also had a matching ace. So TBD, and it would make sense to have a matching ace because they both were like very similar in like their stat lines and their like, how they boosted their decks respectively. Both Sabo and Ace, and I guess Luffy, all require a Dawn attached for their ability. And this one is a blocker, so it's a 6/7 blocker, no counter, activate main, once per turn. Give up to one of your characters plus 2,000 or plus 2 costs, so you can meet his requirement. So he's a 6, now he's an 8, and then that lasts until the end of your opponent's turn, and then you get to give 1 rested Dawn to your leader. So you get to do that. He's an 8, now your leader's a 6. Pretty good. And then you can continually do this as well. So then you're going to continually be able to attach 1 free Dawn. So he's like a Nami with a fat body. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Huge card. Hit that subscribe button. Now let's just take a look at the alternate art leaders. We kind of saw them in the video, but we've got Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. These are all arts from the manga. This is actually the original, like, I'm going to be King of the Pirates, I believe, that card. And so interesting enough as well, this Luffy I thought would be the pack art. So I'll just show it right here, I guess. But the pack art, so this is going to be a different card, which is kind of like funny. But yeah, this card is going to be a different card. So, because they always have the art in there somewhere. So I imagine it's going to be like a Luffy boss monster or something, or maybe like a Luffy rusher. So we will see, but we have that card to look forward to now. And then, of course, we have Bonnie crying, and then we got the Goldie Roger, which is phenomenal. Absolutely love this. Love this. I think it's going to be everybody's chase low-key, and he's a great leader, so will be interesting to see, since we've been kind of in like a sea of cheap leaders overall, like after about 2 weeks. But yeah, let me know which leader is your favorite, and I'll see you all in the next one.